So I want to have a look at this this news story that's knocking about a new government initiative funded by the EU, as you might imagine, to encourage people to not only speak Portuguese but eat Portuguese as well. I've got the poster. Actually, I have reprinted it over on Good Morning Portugal on our homepage. And here it is. You'll see the EU stars, which certainly give you an idea of what might be behind this particular project here. Let me bring it onto the screen so that you can see that as well. There you go. That is, I think that's the top story of today over at goodmorningportugal.com. Let's have a look then. Foreigners falarmed. Yeah, okay, yep, alarm by new Portuguese language and culture initiative. Let me just have a quick sip of my tea. Ooh, that's better. Waves of concern and anxiety are rippling through Portugal's expat and immigrant community following the emergence of rumours about a compulsory Portuguese language and culture policy for foreigners. This looks like, the Domingo Portuguese initiative, thought to be one of the first policies to emerge from the new coalition government. It's understood that all migrants will be encouraged to learn to speak Portuguese and understand the national culture at a much faster rate than has previously been acceptable. So for the likes of you, Jackie, for example, do you think this might change your decision to come to Portugal even? A key initiative that has already ruffled foreigners' feathers is the idea that all conversations that take place on Sundays must be in Portuguese, and that only Portuguese food will be consumed across the country as well as in the two autonomous regions of Madeira and the Açores. So not only must you speak Portuguese on Sundays, you've got to eat Portuguese as well. And I think this comes in next Sunday. As news of the idea spread across X, formerly Twitter, sometimes now known as Twix, I think Jackie was saying that way, Jackie. In the last week, a delegation of troubled foreign ambassadors were thought to be seeking an audience with the President Marcelo and new Prime Minister Luis Montenegro to question the unfairness and sudden nature of the idea. I complained immediately to my embassy, said John Smith, a Manchester United fan who preferred that his original nationality remain off the record, especially in the light of the anticipated, and another thing, the anticipated and mandatory support a Portuguese football club scheme, which seems to be part of this as well. I can't go from refusing to speak Portuguese all the time to having to speak this very difficult language for a whole day every week, even in my own home. What's more, if I'm forced to eat bacalhau instead of roast beef and drink coffee instead of tea, as well as driving closer to other road users on Sundays, I may have to think about moving to Spain or France, where shouting in English has always got me through. Wow. Architect of the new and radical proposals, No Way, a government advisor of mixed Portuguese and Chinese heritage, responded by saying, it's time foreigners made a bit more of an effort and bit the bullet, or bit the bacalhau, as we prefer to say, at our cultural and creative think tank and co-working digital nomad hub, Luso Takes It All. Sounds like a place full of beanbags and table tennis tables, doesn't it? And bright primary colours, like a nursery school. Our team has worked long and hard on this and have been paid a lot of EU money, which comes with certain expectations. Yes, strings attached, not only yellow stars, but strings attached to this as well, by the sound of it. We feel the Sunday Domingo Portuguese, see what they did there, native language only initiative will be hard at first, but will have great benefits for all involved in the long run, particularly with the sardine grill training skills and fado appreciation courses that are also in the pipeline. If successful, we can look forward to further days of the week being entirely Portuguese, he added, with incomers learning how to eat and stay up later in the evenings. Now, that will be useful, to be fair, although being Catholic will remain a grey area in line with national norms and expectations. That's quite thoughtful, isn't it? As sales of Portuguese language books and courses up and down the country seem to be going through the roof, or if you're reading this on a Sunday, através do telhado, that's going through the roof in Portuguese, of course, it's understood that even Chega insiders have been surprised by the idea, and even Chega are calling it extreme. Kettle black. Or anyone wishing to bite the bacalhau ahead of the expected rush and learn more about Portuguese language and culture, because it's the right thing to do after all, can find out more at domingoportuguese.com. Well, that's extraordinary. Is it not? Let me put the link to that into the chat for you. Then you can find out more yourself about that. Good morning to all of those who've joined us this morning.